We had very short notice that we had to close our programs, and I think it was a Sunday evening, and Monday morning we were closed. So it was extremely quickly. We were set up to make sure that all parents were aware, and so we did send them a message and let them know, and then communicated further after that point to let them know what was happening. But we had very little notice at all. It was extremely abrupt, which brought about a big challenge because children couldn't come back immediately either. That was a change that happened right away. And typically in a school year, educators have a chance to say bye to children and their families, and it's a natural progression, but this didn't happen. So that was a concern. What are the children thinking? Where did my teachers go? How has my life changed? What am I doing today? Where are my friends? And so we quickly had to deal with all of that. And we set up remote delivery of programs almost immediately as soon as we had a chance to regroup, so that teachers could have contact with the children again, and the children could have contact with their teachers and know that we were still here, but that we were all staying safe, and that we would be back together again as soon as it was safe to do so. So that was a big change, and that happened very, very fast. We do end programs the end of June, but typically we do have summer camp as well. And unfortunately, that had to be canceled this year. There was not enough time, or the AHS regulations were not in place for us to be able to do summer programming safely. We are also in a shared space in the community center, so the community center was not open right away also. So for those reasons, we had to forfeit the summer camp this year, but we've been able to regroup and get our plans in place and get organized, and we are ready and excited about reopening on September the 8th. Directly after Labor Day, all of our programs will reopen. So we have been in constant contact with all of our parents, and we have been putting information out in the local newspaper and on our website. And so we've been able to keep the communication lines open. And so we are ready and have all of our plans in place to reopen all of our programs on September the 8th. And as a matter of fact, we've even been able to increase our programs, and we're going to run an after-school program this year as well. So we've had a lot of time to plan, and a lot of time to get all of our safety precautions and in place and ready to go. The first 3 days back to school, or the first few days back, are always a challenge anyway. You never really know what you're going to get. So we sort of just know that we're going to go with whatever happens. It will be different, but it's always an exciting and challenging time of year, that's for sure. So we have a few ministries that we're responsible to. So Alberta Health has lots of guidelines and recommendations that we have had available to us to follow, along with Alberta Education and Disability Services, and Children's Services. So we've got a lot of bodies that have been giving us lots of information and lots of guidance, and we've put that all together, and we've come up with a plan that we think it reduces the risk as much as we possibly can in this situation that we've been given. That was the only thing. We realized quickly what our gaps were, and we also realized what our strengths were, and communication was one of our biggest strengths. So that's kind of what was the binding force throughout this whole thing. So I think that that was an important lesson for all of us, and now going forward, or if it happened again, we've got those systems and networks in place to be able to deliver programs remotely and communicate better remotely than we ever did before. And we've all taken advantage of working remotely too. So it's there are pros and cons to that, but yeah, it was nice to be able to do that. So yeah, and of course the support from United Way is always a total necessity.